Hey my friends, it's yoga tip time. Could also be in the tricks and special ideas. There is a lot of confusion, it seems, around what microbending the knee looks like. What is a microbend? And for many people it's more macrobend, meaning like the knee is bent too much, particularly when we look at postures like this one, triangle pose or trikonasana. To prevent the hyperextension of the knee, which can result in the knee not being able to work at its best and at its worst, probably damaging it, the menisci on the inside, the ligaments on the back, and you don't get the support and the connection to the ground. So hyperextending of the knee quite often does not work to your advantage. Yoga teachers know this, so they collect the information of what can I do, this is what's being said, this is what's being said, this is what's being said. And then they go, okay, we need to go from the hyperextension to a bent, relatively bent knee. So the idea here is when we say microbend your knees, that applies not to everyone, and certainly when you're here already and bend a bit more, that's too far, because then we're going into side angle pose, Parsva Konasana. You see, what we're looking for is simply to move from hyperextended knee to an active, engaged, straight leg, that the knee is supported, that the knee is comfortable and strong and can direct the forces easily from your body to the ground, and with your activation of the muscles from the ground back up. So we get stability and we have a resilient joint that can support you not just in your trikonasana practice, but throughout your day. And if at some point we come along and go like, oh, but I do have knee pain, then walking, standing, running, and activities that involve more, let's say, knee action, they become more difficult, and that's completely avoidable. So back to microbending the knee, that action. If you are in your trikonasana, I'll invite you to play along. So if you take a trikonasana stance right now, I'll give you a moment. Moment's up. You're in trikonasana now. And you can check front leg. Oh, beautiful. You have that. Whatever you might find your alignment or direction of the leg is. But you check with your thigh. And the thigh is just going flop, 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 flop. Your kneecap is going flop, 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 flop. That means you're hyperextending your knee. The muscles are not engaged and the leg is not supported. The knee is not supported. You can't see that much on my leg because it doesn't go that far. On some people you see a real banana shape along here. That definitely is hyperextension of the knee. So what do we want to do? Coming away from like very clearly now, I'm bending my knee, the muscle is engaged, the kneecap is firm, great. But it's not trikonasana anymore. We do not get that support for a straight leg. You see, support for the straight leg also comes in when we simply stand upright. So we want to be able to just hold our leg straight. No shortcuts. That's the point of this video. Microbending the knee simply is finding that, let's call it initially, delicate balance between having your leg not engaged or simply pushed back and having engaged just as much that we get engaged muscles, engaged kneecap, and a straight line through the front leg of your trikonasana. Obviously, that applies to the back leg as well. There isn't as much chance to hyperextend because it's not as loaded, meaning I'm not leaning my weight over that back leg, I'm leaning over the front leg. So here we have greater forces requiring us to be a bit more attentive, you see. So in this idea, if I now come back just to show you the difference, now the leg is floppy, nothing happens. I'm only engaging the leg by this instruction to pull up the kneecap, just to engage the front of the thigh muscle, quadriceps. I engage that and you see what happens? The knee pushes further back. It's a one-sided action. Not what we're looking for. We want to create stability, not destabilize the joint. So what we're looking for is a four-sided engagement of the leg, that when you come from this floppy leg, and assuming that's where you're at, if your leg is stable, this is already happening for you. And then you engage your muscles, and rather than the knee going back, your knee stabilizes into a straight line. That gives you the feedback, visual and probably also by the feel of your leg, because now it starts to feel more stable, more solid. Leg is stable, and that gives us that ability to move along the hinge joint. No, to move along the hip joint. That's what I meant to say, hip. Yeah, to come towards your Trikonasana position, whatever that takes for your upper body. If you already find yourself macro bending the knee, then you actually need to micro straighten your leg, not micro bending it, micro straightening, because you want to go from here to here, not too far, just from here to here. So it's finding that balance, overly bend, not enough bend. In between you have that stable position. Got that? Cool. I hope this clarifies for you the idea of microbending, why we're doing it, how that's supposed to happen, what it looks like, and as a result, your practice and the health and feeling of your knee has improved a lot. Put it into practice. Take an AnatomyShow course, maybe the one on the knee, maybe the one on the knee and the thigh, that helps you understand why this whole area hangs together and why this is so important. There is a lot more detail, and there also gives an idea, if you're not quite clear, where are the muscles, what do they connect to that allow me to do this action. Lots of courses there, go check them all out. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.